moving into the first panel on liberating money, the new era of instant settlements. And it is my pleasure to welcome on stage 4 experts. First of all, I'm calling on the lady in this amazing panel, Tania Griffith from Ripple. Please put your hands together. Next, we have Oscar Flores, the CEO and founder of Unblock. Please come on stage. Then we have Jeffrey Wallis from Next. Please come on stage. And last but definitely not least, we have Ilya Volkov, the CEO of YouHodler, board member of CVA, and the ideator of the Web3 Banking Symposium. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Bene. So it's nice to compete with Monet, right? So that's why I'm not very much upset that some people are still not in the room. So it's like a big honor to compete with Monet. So, but let's begin. And let's begin from, of course, traditionally from quick round of introductions. But I have a short question, 1 sentence. What does liberating money mean to you?
So liberating money, it means redefining global value movement by combining the reliability of fiat with the speed, efficiency, and liquidity of crypto.
Well, it was not 1 sentence.
Ish.
Jeffrey? No, a quick round of intros, so yeah.
Oh, and apologies. Tania Griffith. I lead Ripple's commercial team in London for fintech and crypto natives. And we also have another colleague here, Michael Stark, who heads up the business looking after the Swiss region. So he's here for any discussions afterwards as well.
Thank you, Tania. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeffrey Wallis, and I'm CEO and founder, or one of the founders of Next, which is the first U.S. blockchain bank. We'll tell you more about that in a bit, but I want to say thank you for including us and in this panel, and then also the fabulous collection that we were able to see during lunch. It was really inspiring to think about the sorrow and suffering that actually built the journey and the story to those that curated and collected that beautiful collection of innovation in art and culture. And it was very inspiring in the sense that it really reminds us that if building the right framework and building the right foundation, liberation can be achieved and great things can be done by great people. And I think that is a big part of why we are here and why we exist in the financial services space. And so to kind of take that forward, our purpose at Next is really to ensure that our clients' capital is safe and secure at all times, that it's also accessible and available and transferable 24/7, or better described, when the opportunity, the economic opportunity presents itself for them. So we want to be available to our clients, ensuring that whatever happens, whatever avails them for their economic opportunity, we can satisfy that. And so that's why we exist as a bank, and that the design and the structure that we have built really reinforce that.
Amazing. Actually, you're saying that you're a globally first bank which is operational 24/7, 365 days a year, right?
That's right. We're blockchain enabled, blockchain native, I should say. Essentially everything from deposit all the way through our general ledger transactions or reflections of our liquidity are processed in real time, auditable, immutable, and reflected in our clients' wallets at all times. And what really is interesting about that is the model carried forward. We are full reserve bank in the sense that we do not lend against our clients' deposits. We hold our balance sheet in total reserve at all times, which really ensures that our clients, as I said before, their capital is safe and sound, but more specifically, are able to transfer between counterparties immediately and ensure that legal beneficial settlement occurs with no obligations that are outstanding related to the other liabilities of the bank.
Thank you. Oscar?
First of all, thank you for having us here today, and especially with the exclusive people that has been attending the conference. The whole
Monet upstairs.
Everyone, okay. I'm the CEO and founder of Unblock. I've been for the last 26 years in payments, operating in several jurisdictions, both on the acquiring side and now on the issuing side. And having started our journey in Latin America, I would say that we face way more challenges over there. If you're walking in the middle of Zurich, you probably have any financial need covered, as you would have if you're walking in the middle of Manhattan. If you're walking in the middle of Bogota, that's not necessarily the same reality. To answer your question, I will tell you that for me, liberating money, it's equivalent to transparency, in terms that I had, let's say, the privilege to grow up in Geneva. And when you're young here, you had your first bank account at 13, 14 years old. You have your first bank card at 14, 15 years old. Everything is seamless, everything is transparent. Your parents just tell you, go there, you get your bank, everything is easy, right? I strongly believe that the next phase with stablecoins and, let's say, blockchain technology is we have to bring that level of frictionless and seamless transparency to money, but without borders. Because today, your competitor is not the guy that isn't sitting next to you. It might be a company 10,000 miles from you, right? And Unblock focuses on that, on bringing usability, on bringing, let's say, either a ramp-on or ramp-off solution that it's supposed to be transparent for the end user. The same way that I will challenge anyone here to tell me if you ever went to your bank to ask how your whatever PostFinance card was working, or how your Visa card was working behind the rails. You know, we just take it for granted and we just use it. And I think we're, you know, working very hard to do the same with blockchain technology and digital assets.
Thank you, sounds great. So, and speaking about completing the circle of introductions, as Benny said, I'm a board member of Crypto Valley Association. This is my night job, as Benny said. So speaking about my daily job, I'm managing YouHodler, fintech company, and actually here I'm not just a moderator, because I'm actually partner and corporate client of everyone on stage. So because we're actively working with every company, and that's why actually we can go even deeper to discussions. So let's really go deeper. So first question to Tania, right? We see that evolution of payment settlements is speeding up. And I'm pretty much impressed with the progress that we see coming from Ripple, because Ripple actually delivered something that was committed at day one, right? So it would be really good to learn more about Ripple Payment Network, because really, I personally see huge progress there. So could you please give us a bit more insights what is happening there?
Of course, thank you for the endorsement. So I think with Ripple, we're seeing, you know, the likes of banks and FIs becoming much more comfortable with crypto and blockchain payments, especially, you know, stablecoins. Stablecoins for us as a payment method are one of crypto's most proven and scalable use cases. And our customers are obviously recognizing the benefits of blockchain, such as the increased efficiency, reduced cost, faster settlement times 24/7, and that enhanced security. And, you know, as a business, with what we have built, we're already seeing European banks leaning into this by enabling their customers to buy, sell, and indeed manage cryptocurrencies. And from our perspective, this is a clear result, of course, of, you know, the MiCA regulation within the EU. Additionally, for us, and a driver for what the evolution of our product looks like is the liquidity within crypto markets. You know, it's matured dramatically over the past few years. And we've seen, we've gone from a handful of exchanges with minimal volume to a global network of liquidity providers, stable coins, major financial infrastructure players. And ultimately, you know, that means larger payments, and it also means better FX rates. So, you know, you're now seeing that true 24/7, 365 settlement being possible. Additionally, we're seeing a fundamental shift in how businesses manage global cash flow, especially as they face, you know, slow, costly, and fragmented payment systems. Traditional rails that certainly weren't built for real-time payments as the global economy sees it today. And I think from Ripple's perspective, we started building blockchain-based enterprise settlement system, Rails, back in 2016. And so we leveraged digital assets and blockchain technology at that point. So no other payments network was doing that at the time. It was the first solution to address those inefficiencies in the cross-border payments side. So for Ripple, we don't see blockchain and crypto as an alternative rail. We see it as complementary to the fiat systems. And as Oscar spoke about, you look at decentralized technologies that are solving real-world challenges, particularly in those non-G20 markets. So we all know sending US dollar to euro is relatively easy. Of course, when you try and send a Peruvian sol into Indian rupees, it's not quite that easy. And so for Ripple, we've brought out a solution that utilizes crypto, XRP as an example, as a bridge that enables that instant settlement, in these long tail type corridors. Equally, in November 23, we launched our first licensed payment solution, which allows Ripple to offer a fully regulated version of the product. So that just provides that additional layer of peace of mind for those institutions we're working with that require enterprise-grade compliance. Indeed, we've also incorporated RLUSD, which is our own stablecoin that we launched in 2024, which is now actively used by customers to enhance their cross-border treasury payment movements.
Quite a lot of actually big news. So it's all started as technology, crypto, ICO, some tokens, but now we're speaking about fully regulated financial business, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, amazing progress. Question to everyone. So speaking about all that, are we actually speaking about fixing inefficiencies, or we are redesigning the entire system? So Jeffrey, how do you see it? Like revolution or evolution?
Well, I think it's revolution. And the reason I say that is because, talking about payments, because it's a big part of the discussion we've had thus far, if you believe the premise in the thesis that economic interactions driving us towards instant payments, if you believe in the premise that instant payments are a thing of the future, then you have to reconsider what a traditional bank is going to look like. For instance, if you hold a lot of capital, you have a concentration risk in a particular industry and they start to move their money out, that creates a run. So you have these issues where hot spots in particular industries can create bad days for other industries inside the bank. And so the bank has to respond if it's going to deal with instant payments, in that they either have to hold more capital or they have to take more lending against the Federal Reserve or the central banks that they're actually engaged with to cover that liquidity risk on a daily basis. Either way, they're either going to be faced with the decision of lowering expectations on the earnings or creating higher risk in their investment portfolio. Either one is a reset of the considerations of how we evaluate and analyze a bank or a counterparty risk in that situation. So ultimately, what we have done is try to say, we think this is really the future. We think that we should enable instant payments. We should be there to ensure that our customers are always solvent and always able to accomplish their economic needs. And so we want to have the money available. And that requires us to be fully liquid all the time. And so as a result, we have a different economic proposition when it comes to our investors and to our own return. And so we are tech forward, we are innovative in our implementation of technology and the use of it and operationally. And so as a result, we've had the pleasure of being able to start from the ground up. It is a bigger challenge for the traditional banks. And I think that leads to a bigger risk and a bigger question mark for all counterparties looking at this kind of financial landscape. It also is decoupling what is the traditional bank, decoupling some of the payment, deposit type activities from what will be the traditional lending activities. And when you start to disaggregate those, you start to create new businesses and new ideas and innovation that actually can unlock lending in a better way, as we've seen in some of the discussions prior. And so for us, being able to focus on some key areas while simple and basic, is revolutionary to the model. And we think that's really where this is going, and where we think financial services as an industry really should consider its model and its proposition, and we said, as we talked about earlier, the purpose of why we exist.
Actually, next is something very unique, as you can see. And maybe you can give us a bit more details on your operational model. What is under the hood? And maybe some piece of history behind Next.
Sure. We talk about what's going on in the U.S. We've had quite a theatrical or a drama-filled regulatory environment for the last couple of years, and I have been a part of that in the sense that I was, I would say, a part of one of the biggest debankings in the United States history, where the United States government utilized a decision policy-wise to discontinue the operations of a bank called Signature Bank. Signature Bank had built a 24/7 blockchain payment solution that many people used in the industry to move money very efficiently and effectively. And out of that unfortunate event, new ideas spawned and new creations were dreamed up, and that is the foundation for what we've created at Next. So going through and thinking about, okay, how can we create two really main things? One, to ensure our clients do not have a run problem on the bank when it comes to their capital. And secondly, how do we ensure that we're not beholden to a regulatory body or a Federal Reserve body that decides when or when not we are able to use our capital for the benefit of our clients. And so that's why we really kind of chose a full reserve model, moving banking into maybe in some cases a backwards motion back to old historical constructs rather than new constructs, and reflecting how money is built at the core for its availability for our clients versus it being used for the bank's purposes. And so that construct and that rethinking of the model and thinking about how to protect yourself from regulatory change, regulatory decisions, or really even hotspots or issues that might be experienced in different parts of the industrial landscape, our commercial landscape. And so we really have thought about this from a risk perspective to enable our clients and ensure that our balance sheet is pristine and available for them. And I think one of the earlier presenters talked about being the second safest bank in the world. We're working towards becoming the first. And we want to give them a run for their money and show some good competition, good friendly competition in that regard, and be, in many cases, what we like to say, a safe, boring bank.
Interesting. So just maybe to clarify, so instead of traditional heavy banking core, you're using blockchain technology inside?
At our core is blockchain. Our ledger is a blockchain which is immutable, auto-reconciled. It is available at all times, and it is something that is transparent. And so, as Oscar put earlier, transparency is key. We show our reserves in real time on a transparency page, just like others that might be in the industry are doing, and a reflection of our promise and our commitment to our clients to ensure that they know that we're solvent and available and their funds are always accessible.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Time is running. Unfortunately, we have to speed up. So, Oscar, you are working with cards, right? So, because originally, actually, cards were invented for global instant payments, right? But historically, cards are running on traditional rails. So you decided to rely fully on blockchain rails. So what was the main idea behind? What was the main trigger for you to rely on blockchain to run traditional payments on cards?
I'll try to blend in and mix the previous question with this one. I would say, first of all, I believe it's a complete transformation and revolution of the whole system. And on our side, we were very early to start developing on blockchain. Actually, we started in 2014, way before even Binance existed. There was no stablecoin. And I think at the time we were simply solving needs of our customers, maybe because of the specific region of the world where we're working. And when you need to do large international money movements, then the banking rails were simply not fit to the use case, right? And I would like to take the opportunity to respectfully say that based on the conversation we've been having, I think it's very important, and you guys have here a very good panel, because every technology has different layers, right? You have the plumbing, you have the operating system, and then you have, let's say, the apps.
You said plumbing.
Yes, plumbing, because I would say I would say it this way. Look at the internet. The plumbing I will call the fiber optic cable that you run under the streets, right? And then you have the operating system, and I would add the plumbing, the Swisscoms and AT&Ts, etc., etc. Then you have the operating systems, right? Which is HTTP or whatever, and then you have the apps on top, which are the websites and stuff like that. And you have a very good panel here because Ripple is, I would say, part of the plumbing. Okay, it's infrastructure. Then you have banks, which are obviously, let's say, I would say the equivalent of the Swisscoms of the world. But then you need the usability, you need the application for the users. And I think that at Unblock, what we're trying to do, and if you take any other, I would say, industry, listen, we all need electricity. Nobody tries to build plant an electricity generator at home. So banks maybe should not try to do the whole thing by themselves, right? And I think what Unblock is trying to bring and the solution we're creating is exactly so every layer can focus on its specific, let's just say, expertise. Ripple should keep doing what they do because they're the best at that. They're a billion-dollar company. They started many years ago. Next should keep focusing on, all the complexity of operating a regulated bank in the US. It's already a lot of things to worry about. And we are trying to be that solution that you can rely on because we will bring compliance, we will bring regulatory framework, but most importantly, we bring that last mile. We bring the solution so everyday moms and dads can start using blockchain technology, can start using digital payments, instant settlement, cross-border payments, everything through one single platform, one single solution that will integrate into your current infrastructure. So you don't have to build it yourself, because time to market. If there's a time in history that time to market has been important, it's probably right now.
Question. So actually, that's very good that you mentioned this last mile. So we have Ripple building the network. We have banks like Next who are providing settlements for institutions. We have last mile providers like you. But question, will merchants and end users care about the technology if it will be faster, cheaper, more efficient, or it does not really matter?
They care already. If at least we look at what's happening to us, and we've been growing thousands of % per year, it's just because the use case is so efficient. Right, and if we look at the payment side of my company, let's say when we acquire payments, okay, we have more and more merchants, websites, people willing to have stablecoin payments on their website because it's instant and let's just say it's cheaper, right? And they also have instant access to those funds. You don't have to wait the next day to be able to receive those funds to your bank account, which actually we're going to very soon be able to also offer that through the regular, let's just say, rails, and even with the card the card technology that we're providing. So yes, I think that when you accelerate the process, you give instant access to money, and it's cheaper and it's faster, and there's no more, let's just say, borders, but keeping compliance, because we all have to be compliant. We all do AML, and we all make sure that, money is safe. Then why would someone use something different?
Okay, yeah, sounds good. So we are unfortunately running out of time. Let's maybe try to be very straight to the point. Could you please complete one sentence? Money will be fully liberated when? What should happen to fully liberate money? That's a question to you.
For me, when you don't even think about it.
Perfect. Yeah. And after that, you're saying that they will care, merchants. They will not care because they will not even think about it. It will be just working, right?
Who wakes up thinking about if their 5G network is going to work today?
You're right, yes. Yeah. Tania?
I think for us, it's payments leveraging both the crypto and blockchain to just deliver fast and efficient cross-border payment solutions for businesses, banks, financial institutions. Yeah.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
It's simply, my clients never miss an opportunity due to payment friction.
And by the way, I'm happy to become your client. We just recently signed partnership. We will officially announce it later today. But I'm happy to be first partner in Europe, right?
Very excited, thank you.
Thank you. And just to conclude, actually something massive is happening. You see today on stage we had some big names, even like Swift, speaking about building WhatsApp, right, for settlements between institutions. Hi, Nick, thank you for your speech today. We have big protocols working on fixing the issue of liberating money, right? We have unique banks who are making really big steps forwards. We have guys who are taking care of the last mile. So to me, it seems like we are already there. So, and I don't think that's revolution. I think it's evolution still. So, but we're doing some good progress. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.